Hi friends, thank you for joining our live today. I'm going to be giving you guys some tips on how to get better when you don't have a teacher. I would love to know in the comments below how many of you guys do not have a teacher or you do not have a teacher close. I would love for you to let me know which boat that you are in. It's nice to say those things out loud because there's encouragement that happens when we know we are not alone, and to know that you're not in the boat alone, not having a teacher or not having a teacher close is going to really encourage you and show you that the tips that I'm going to give you today really do work, and I use them as well. So the first thing that you need to do is make sure that you are practicing consistently, okay? And the way that I recommend to do this is to practice in bite-sized chunks. Now, I recommend 15 minutes if you're gonna practice maybe 3 or 4 times a week. Just sit down and practice for 15 minutes. For me, that's a little bit less overwhelming than saying, oh, I'm gonna sit down for an hour, which can kind of be a lot, you know, if we're being honest. That's kind of a lot. So I am going to do that right now. We're learning, or we are doing the song line of Judah for our Hope for the World conference by Beverly Crawford. That's the version we're doing. It's a little bit different than the one we've done before. So I thought I'd practice that. So accomplished for the day. That could be my practice time, and I would feel like for the rest of the day that I had really done something big, okay? So don't think that your practice time has to be this long amount of time or that you have to accomplish all this stuff. If you just sit down for a little bit, it's gonna make all of the difference. I promise you. Okay, the second tip that I have for you is to make sure that you are practicing with a drum loop or a metronome, okay? This is an insider tip. If you're going to be a musician, it's not just for the drummers. If you're gonna be a musician, rhythm makes all the difference, okay? Rhythm makes all the difference between an okay piano player and a great piano player. A lot of times, for a lot of songs, I am not playing super fancy chords. I'm not playing super fancy runs, but I have learned to play songs in a way where they're rhythmically just right in the pocket, and it sounds like an authentic Italian dish taste. Italian, how do you say it? I don't know. Homemade food is so much better, and getting homemade like meatballs and lasagna from Italy, I've heard is much better than actually making it at home yourself. Now, for those of you who've been to Italy, you can tell me if that is true or not. So here's what I do. You can download a Metronome app on your smartphone. There's lots of them to choose from if you just go to your app store. I like to use drum loops, and the way that I do that is I will go to, there's a couple websites I use. The first one is called CW Loops Mobile. I always get this website wrong. Hold on just a second. I'll look it up real quick. It's Loops by C-Dub. loopsbycdubmobile.com, okay? If you haven't seen the live that I did last week on how to use drum loops, you can check that out and it will show you exactly how to pick out a loop for your song. But it just makes it a lot more fun when you're practicing. You guys heard the song that I just played, and I played it with a drum loop, and it just makes your playing sound, it just makes it sound fancy, and I wasn't doing anything great. Thank you, Brother Aaron, that means a lot. The other resource that I use is on your iTunes store, and it is by Fruition Music. He has several drum loops that are available as well, and you can just put those on your iPad and play them. It's super simple. So definitely make sure that you're practicing with a drum loop. You guys have the advantage. When I was learning to play the piano, my mom had this huge black metronome, and it sounded like this. And it was terrible when that thing came on. It was just like, oh, ice pick to the brain. So now you guys have these beautiful loops that you can practice with, and it really makes your song sound beautiful, or your playing sound beautiful. Okay, the third tip that I have for you when you are really wanting to get better, okay, this is only for those of you who are serious about getting better on the piano. If you are for real serious, if you have said for 5 years or 10 years, I want to play the piano, or I want to get better, or if you said as a kid, I want to play the piano, maybe you even took lessons and you quit and you regret it. Like, it's the one thing as an adult that you want to do is learn to play. You need accountability, okay? Now, this isn't somebody standing over your shoulder. Did you practice today? This isn't somebody that's going to send you a message. Why haven't you practiced today? Where's your 15 minutes of practice? This is just a friend to friend, someone who can check on you every once in a while and make sure that you're following your dreams, right? I always think of it this way. When I get to the end of my life, what do I want to be proud of that I accomplished? Is it that I worked more? Is it that I spent more time on my computer? Or is it that I went for the dreams that fulfill my soul? I went for the things that really mattered, and I made time. Guys, this has been such a big revelation for me yesterday. In fact, it came to me. I made time. You don't take time. You don't find time, because it won't happen, right? We're all so busy. You have to make it. You have to put that practice time in your schedule, and it's non-negotiable. I'm doing that. So accountability is a big deal. I have people I'm accountable to for vocals and for playing, because I know myself, and I'll say, oh, I'm going to practice this week. And then what happens? It's Saturday night and I didn't practice, and I play on Sunday mornings, right? And that happens again the next week. And here we are 3 weeks later, 2 months later, 2 years later. I know that's hitting home with some of you guys. Okay, so accountability, you also need to be inspired. You need to find someone who can just inspire you to play better. I have those people in my life. In fact, Aaron Barbosa is one of them. He's an incredible musician. And so, that being said, I want to let you guys know that the waitlist for the Inner Circle is available. It's available on the link in my bio on Instagram. This will give you the accountability and the inspiration that you need if you're serious. This is only if you're serious about really wanting to play, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you a secret. The Inner Circle actually opens next week. It's only going to be open for a week, so make sure that you go to pianoplayersinnercircle.com. If you really want to learn to play, get your name on the wait list, and we will let you know as soon as it opens so you can get in the group, okay? I'm so excited. This only opens twice a year, so it hasn't opened since January, and I've had so many people request to get in the group, and we don't have the capacity to open it more than twice a year because of all the work that goes into it. So I hope these tips help you guys. Share this to your page so you can rewatch this again. Sometimes, if you're like me, you need to hear something more than once for it to sink in order for you to really feel like, okay, I can accomplish these things and get better. So if you're just joining, I just quickly covered the 3 ways that you can get better on the piano when you do not have a teacher. The first is practice consistently, and I talked you guys through that. I showed you how to do it. The second one is always practice with some sort of rhythm track, and the third is accountability. Can I get an amen for accountability? All right, thank you guys for joining today. If nobody's told you today, know that I believe in you. Okay, maybe you just need to hear that. Maybe you just need to hear somebody believes in you. You have exactly what it takes. You have what it takes, okay? I'm preaching to you right now. You have what it takes to be an incredible musician. Thank you so much, MC Polar Bear. I wish I could click on your name to see what your actual name is. I like to call people by their name. So, all right, that's enough info for today. Make sure you go on to pianoplayersinnercircle.com and join the waitlist. I will see you guys later. Bye, everybody.